In the top stories, robbers hit a well-known bakery, the Japanese assist with an alternative energy project, and hear why it was a good day for West Indies cricket. Welcome to Nation News for Friday, March 28, 2014. I'm Natasha Beckles.
At Courts, every day we bring affordability, convenience, innovation, and style to over 1 million customers in 11 countries. From homes to communities, we are proud to make a difference in the lives of many across the region. Courts, bringing value home.
Police are searching for 2 men in connection with a robbery at Foster's Bakery in Rockley New Road, Rendezvous, Christchurch. The incident occurred around 10 o'clock this morning. According to initial reports, the 2 men were chased by police in the area of Rose Garden and Golf Club Road, but escaped. A representative of the bakery confirmed the robbery, but refused to comment further. The government of Japan has given a boost to a major alternative energy project at 5 primary schools in Barbados. Japan's ambassador to the island, Yoshimasa Tezuka, today took part in a signing ceremony for a grant of $242,000 for the project, which will benefit All Saints, St. Albans, Reynold Weeks, George Lamin, and Christchurch Girls Primary Schools. The money will be used to set up photovoltaic systems. A number of secondary schools will also benefit from the wider alternative energy project being overseen by government's Division of Energy and Telecommunications. The 2-day strike by the United Commercial Auto Works Limited, UCAL, has ended. Though some were reluctant, workers went back to work today. This followed a 2.5-hour meeting at Solidarity House with outgoing General Secretary of the Barbados Workers Union, Sir Roy Trotman, who is also chairman of UCAL. Workers withdrew their services from Wednesday pending payment of monthly and weekly wages. Salaries have still not been paid, but Sir Roy said he was given a commitment from Chairman of the Transport Board, Anthony Wiltshire, at a meeting last night that the master check to cover the wages would be forthcoming. One of the union delegates said if the money was not paid by next Wednesday, they would be down in tools again. Economics cannot be the sole factor in determining a successful tourism industry. So says Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Senator Irene Sandiford Garner, who notes that monitoring and the sustainability of the environment and community are also important factors. She was speaking yesterday at the launch of the Sustainable Destination Alliance for the Americas initiative, which U.S. Ambassador to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean Larry Palmer said would be great for the future of the industry.
We believe that there are great advantages to a deliberate, well-planned approach to tourism development that benefits a destination and its people over the long term. The distance from high-growth markets, which may seem detrimental at first, actually buffers the Caribbean and Latin America from the ravages of fast-paced, homogeneous tourism development. The region's tourism growth may seem modest, but in fact, it has grown considerably over the past decade.
Across the region now, the Executive Director of St. Lucia Employers Federation, Joseph Alexander, wants public sector salaries slashed by 10%. As the country continues to grapple with high debt, he says the time has come for bold action.
You have a choice. Do you send 10% of the people home, or do people take a 10% wage cut? Barbados did it in the 1990s, early 1990s. It's all those things we must look at. We have to think of the greater good of the community, and if it entails people taking a wage cut rather than we seeing our compatriots going home with nothing at all, I would strongly advocate.
West Indies cricket fans had 2 reasons to celebrate today, as both the men's and women's teams pulled off victories in the World 2020 Championships. The men set the example, restricting Australia to 178 for 8 before overhauling the target with 6 wickets and 2 balls to spare. Chris Gayle was in a punishing mood and got the West Indies off to a flying start, scoring 53 off 35 balls in a knock that included 6 fours and 2 sixes. But it was captain Darren Sammy who brought the regional side home with a massive 6.
Cricket is a game of action, and you could talk all you want. It's the action that happens on the field that matters, and West Indies acted today, and we very, very it feels very good to come home. You know, it was not an easy win, but we fought for it, and you know that win will definitely hurt them. So I guess Faulkner would not like us anymore.
Meanwhile, West Indies women pulled off a convincing 8-wicket win against Sri Lanka. After bowling out Sri Lanka for 84 in 18.5 overs, the Windies made 87 for 2 in 15 overs. Stephanie Taylor top scored with 56 not out, while Chanel Daly took 4 for 15 and Tremaine Smart 3 for 15. On Tuesday, the men's team will take on Pakistan, while the women will play against India. And of course, today was the finals of the Powerade Barbados Secondary Schools Athletics Championships. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel and our Facebook page for all the action from the National Stadium. And finally, it appears Barbadians aren't the only ones being told to make babies. The Danish are being encouraged to have sex to save the country. The new Do It for Denmark campaign, sponsored by Spees Travel, complains that Denmark's birth rate is at its lowest in decades. However, the ad campaign suggests that Danes should get out more and get it on in a different locale for the good of their country's longevity. If you can prove you conceived your child on a trip that you booked through the company, Spees Travel will give you 3 years of baby stuff. And that's Nation News for March 28th. I'm Natasha Beckles. Do enjoy your weekend.